think we're live. Yep, we are live, up and running, and let's go. I'll give it a few till people walk in. Let people stroll in, make themselves comfortable, grab a seat, grab a snack at the concession stand, and get this party started. What's going on? What's shaking, my friends? Welcome to the Trembling EMT Podcast. My name's Trembling EMT, and I'll be your host for this crazy hour or so. Um, Today's topic is just me ranting, catching you guys up on what's been going on. Been MIA for quite some time now on this podcast, so I figured I'd start doing something regularly, and if I do it live, I don't have to guys, for those who have been watching for quite some time now, know how much I love editing. I don't. So if I do it live, I don't have to second guess myself and re-record or delete. Because as you know, I'll record 10 minutes of it and be like, oh no, that sounded horrible, and delete it and start over. And what should take me 20 minutes to record takes me an hour and a half. But that's besides the point. Been shaking it up as usual, keeping busy, staying out of trouble. I know I was going to rant, but there was one topic that I was thinking of talking about. We talked about it at the support group that I run on Sunday nights, but I'll get to that. Want to give a shout out to my supporters, Mr. Jamie. Let you know there's new swag coming out, so you'll be receiving a T-shirt in the mail pretty soon. Yeah. I don't know. Like, I've been busy, but like it seems like I've done nothing in like the past 3 months. I got a lot of things coming up. I got to talk. Doing a. Oh, see, okay. So some of you know that my goal is TED Talk. Do a TED Talk. So I've been practicing doing presentations here and there, and I've been doing my own presentation tour on with the organization called 1 Million Cups. The Kaufman Group created it for entrepreneurs who are struggling and need help. And it literally says, if you're a successful entrepreneur, we don't want to hear from you. We want to hear from someone who's struggling, that needs help. And it's an amazing thing. Networking on Overdrive. I've made contacts through that organization that I've never, in doing this for 100 years, I don't think it'd taken me 10 or 5 years to get the same contacts that I've had in just having one meeting. But I've been doing talks. I've done 6 talks so far, and I'm doing my 7th one on the 27th. That's coming up. I'm speaking at a support group in September, and I'm working with the Parkinson's Foundation on a couple things. So I'll be posting stuff on my social media, most likely my TikTok and Instagram. If you're listening on TikTok or Facebook, go follow my Instagram. I want to get that up, and my YouTube channel too. I'm only have 15. So I have 8,000 followers on TikTok and only 15 subscribers on TikTok, on Instagram. Nice. Welcome, welcome. We got Parky TV. Oh, yeah. So, as you can see, for those who are watching, actually, let me flip the camera on TikTok. I'm not sure, but I believe this is the first live stream on Parky TV. So Parky TV is a site where that's up and coming, and it's basically a place for you to find Parkinson's content, whether it be how to cook with Parkinson's, how to go for a hike, something new that's been out. It's going to be a resource for people that are looking for Parkinson's information. So we're working on getting that up and getting it more robust. Nice. Hey, I'll take it. And this is the first live test stream too, isn't it? So we're getting stuff. We're working on stuff. As you can see, there's a new logo. Don't panic, keeping forward. That's also from the website. We created a guide for people with Parkinson's when they first get diagnosed. It's hey, I know you've been diagnosed. It's going to be a shaky ride ahead of you. Here's some steps to get you on the right path, and it gives them definitely a work in progress. And it gives you information on how to what to do first after diagnosed, where to go next, what things to download, who to go talk to, what exercises to do. So it's pretty nice. So we've been doing that. Working on an international, what did he call it? An international shake-up. We're going to do a big Zoom with people from the U.S. and Canada and the UK. Just do a big social get-together on Zoom. That's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to that. And what are we doing? Tricky Tray, still working on the Tricky Tray. Shaky Zoom. Hey, Mel, what's going on? That looks to be promising. Working on collaborating with Parky Radio out of the UK. So there's a lot of things going on, and they're exciting and scary at the same time. But yeah. Oh, I forgot to play my intro song. Stand by. Let me know if you guys can hear this. I know the people on TikTok can't, but the people on YouTube, let me know if you can hear it.
Time to rise and shine. Count my blessings to some stretching. Yes, this day it will be mine. Every word that I speak, every action that I take brings me closer to my purpose. Yes, my future I create. It's a long game, but I won't lose my way. Today's a good day for miracles to come my way. Woo! Come on. Hey. This is my affirmation song. Come on, feel the good vibration as you bounce and sing along.
Did you guys hear that? Yes. Let me post. I gotta post a link to give her a shout out. She's one of those TikTok artists that is doing very, very well. She's amazing. She does positive and uplifting songs, and she also sings and speaks Spanish, which was shocking. She did some. She did a live and played sung some Selena song. I was like, "You go, girl." Oh, why can't I find it now? Um, Symposium, November 13th. I got to get on that. I need help with that. I need a lot to help with that. We have the speakers line. I have speakers lined up, but I don't have any. I'm working on getting the sponsors and all that. The hall is already booked. I just need to get in gear with the little nicks and knickknacks, like the catering, the production company to record and do the event. Like, I have them lined up. I just got to call and confirm and get prices and get sponsorships. So that's where I'm at with that. We technically have a corporate sponsor. I just haven't filled it out. We're working on filling out the application. I just got to finish the budget. I'm going to do that tomorrow. And then hopefully submit it by Friday. So now that I'm here thinking about what to talk about, because I was just gonna rant, but also talk about the topic that I discussed on the support group. But one thing that I always, and I don't know if it's me, but do you ever feel like you're self-sabotaging yourself and blaming it on Parkinson's? Because there's things that I do and it's like, I could have done better, or I could have gotten someplace on time, or I could have managed the situation better. But sometimes I feel like I let Parkinson's take over and sabotage my day or the thing that I'm doing. And it's something that I don't know, I've been thinking about, because there's the executive function gets in the way. Nice. And so this will probably be next week's topic, but something that I'm starting to be more aware of, and now that I'm more aware of, I'm trying to not let it happen. And not so much the decision anxiety, it's just I think it's more like the apathy. Yeah, I don't want to deal with it right now, and the the rhetoric, or or more of complacency of just like, oh, I got to do that, or I don't want to have to do that. Oh yeah, it's one big mosh pit, one big dumpster fire, like you said earlier. And it's just having to distinguish between what emotion you're feeling or who to blame for the emotion is exhausting. Like, and like, as if anything else is not exhausting. Now you have to add in decipher what emotion is but that's another thing. We have too many options, but there's too many reasons not to do things, and it's like, where are the reasons to do things? And I know that sounded kind of gloomy and doomed, But and it's when we get caught up on 100 things, and if one of those things is feeding into your dopamine chasing addiction, and the other one isn't. Yeah, and that's one. Well, that's another whole other topic. But this dopamine chasing that we do, that sometimes we don't realize we do, I think that one gets in the way most than anything else, is the dopamine chasing. Because if you're doing something that's somewhat pleasurable and somewhat somewhat I don't want to say arousing because it's the wrong word, but giving you that euphoria of happiness and enjoyability, or is even that a word, enjoyability? You'll focus on that, and although something else more important is coming along or you'll push the limit of how far you can go without having to stop what you're doing to do the other thing that you haven't given it the priority it needs because you're too busy chasing dopamine. I'll be like, hi, my name is Eric. I'm a dopamine addict. I've relapsed every day. It's just frustrating. So, so I self-sabotage myself a lot. At least I just realized I sabotaged myself a lot. It wasn't intentional. And I don't even know if I want to call it self-sabotaging, because self-sabotaging indicates or says that you are doing it on purpose. And I'm not doing it on purpose. It's not on purpose, because it's not like I said, I don't wake up in the morning and say, all right, I got these 3 appointments. I can do this to distract me before this one and be late to that one. I can do this before that one and completely miss that one. Or I can do this at the beginning and miss all 3. And it's like, the options are endless. And then you get mad at yourself for being late or missing the appointment. But you don't have no one else to blame but yourself. Which then puts you in a... Yeah. It's definitely not consciously, but even though you're aware, and sometimes, I wasn't aware for a while, till I started going to OT for higher cognitive function or higher level processing, and which means like you're prioritizing stuff and giving stuff the more importance in your brain. It's a bad habit that we have, and it's a newly developed habit, because it's not something that was always there, and now it's there, and it's like I was able to prioritize prioritize things better, Because, hell, most of my career until, hell, a year before I got, 2 years before I got diagnosed, was working on the ambulance, and that's all high level functioning and prioritizing things, because that's the only way that the patient's going to survive, or even you survive certain scenarios. And I did it well, and then now I can't prioritize whether I'm going to eat or take my meds on time, because I get caught up in things and I get lost. And that doesn't help for socializing with people. Well, it depends if what you're doing involves friends or you're online with friends, but even then, you can get caught up on something or a game, and my vice is the game. And although I can use the excuse that it helps me keep my mind active and stuff like that, but it's feeding into my dopamine chasing addiction. And yeah, I lost the train of thought where I was going with that one. Yeah, I gotta see about playing music here, because I know there's gonna be a lot of pauses. I don't know how long I'm gonna do it live though. That I haven't decided. I know the next couple of weeks I'm gonna do it live, and then hopefully start pre-recording it on a regular. Excuse me. Wow, I didn't even know where that came from. Probably hunger, because I haven't eaten breakfast. I woke up late. And then got here to prep. My air conditioner broke, so I was looking into that. Listen, I just told you, I don't know where it came from. It just came out of nowhere. And for those who are listening to this in the podcast, I'm doing this live. I don't know. I don't think I mentioned it when I first started it. So, for those who are listening to the podcast, this episode was recorded live on Parky TV, TikTok, and Facebook. Although I don't know how many people are on from Facebook. It says 3 people are watching on Restream, and 1 person is watching on TikTok. I say a lot. And seeing those are the things that I'd go back and edit and take me forever to look through. So we talked about the things that I have up and coming. We talked about my self-sabotaging. And so my topic on Sunday was friendships. And the friendships before and after Parkinson's, and how have you managed them? Have you lost friends either due from them stepping away or from you alienating them? And I say you alienating them. Wow, that was tough there for a second, because I did that to a friend, because I thought I was gonna be a burden, and we were gonna bump heads, just because I know myself, and I can be a difficult person to be around or to deal with sometimes. And I was avoiding him in social situation, not avoiding him in social situation, but I kept the distance, and I made sure I wasn't in their way, for lack of a better term. And not realizing that they had been in the group that we were together, that they had been my most loudest supporter. Ooh. So the question was, or the comment was, let's talk about that in paranoia. But I don't know if it's paranoia. I think it's more self-consciousness and the anxiety than paranoia. Boom. See, okay, see, but that's not. So the comment was thinking that a friend's upset with you or mad at you. But sometimes, is that in the sense that you're trying to please them and you don't think you're doing, they're happy with what you're doing? We need to get you up. Hold on. Let's do this. Aha. I know how I'm going to get you on here. Because that's a good conversation. You're going to be my first guest on the live show. Let's do... Zoom, where's my Zoom? I don't know if they'll be able to hear you on the... on the YouTube, but well, that's something we'll get to test out. Do you have the general meeting link? Actually, no, there's a Trembling EMT Podcast. Let's start that one. To keep it organized. Stand by. We're setting up a guest to come in. Oh, I sent that to the wrong Chris. Use this one. Co-host is the password. Who's chilling with me on Facebook? Say hello. ask a question. My TikTok viewers, you can also drop a question in the comments. We're bringing on a guest to talk about self-sabotaging. Actually, no, we're talking about friends and alienating friends. Not, not so much not them not being around or not stepping up or just deciding to back away from you, but you yourself alienating them or not reaching out to them for support. Next up, so for those who don't know, we'll be streaming on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Alright, let's try this. Invite. Check your admin email, IT admin. Just said you declined my meeting. The rudeness. I'm offended. Do I need to send another invite? Aha. I know, I have too many links. Oh, hold on a second. Let's try this again. Say something.
Yeah, because I don't hear my audio coming through.
Say something.
Something. Yeah, because I don't hear my audio coming through. There it is.
There it is. Working out the kinks of the. Oh.
There it is.
There it is. Working out the kinks of the.
There it is.
There it is. Oh, you're gonna have to mute that. Oh, you're gonna have to mute that. There we go. So, well, no, you're the YouTube audio, so you can talk. There we go.
All right, we'll try this again. Dude, it's a slow kind of day.
No, I know the feeling. Hey, listen, I'm more. I've done the streaming thing more.
It's working.
That's true. I've done the streaming thing a lot longer, so I know. I've encountered the same things you're encountering now.
Too many buttons.
For the longest time, when that echo, I'd watch someone and I'm like, why did I keep hearing an echo? And they're like, do you have their stream up? I'm like, oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I've actually noticed as well, there have been times that even with, like right now, I've just got my earbuds. But like if I use my Yeti,
yeah,
it'll, and depending upon like I guess the stream, it'll actually echo back through kind of thing. It's weird.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. It is what it is. But anyway,
So sabotaging or not sabotaging the
yes, self sabotage, and
well, I think the
yep,
self sabotaging
I'm a
also
proponent. I'm a I guess this is like you said earlier, you're a dopamine addict. You go into remission every day.
yeah,
That's
or relapse
one
every
of the
day.
things.
But no, I was gonna say the self sabotaging also applies to the whole friendship thing, and
Yep.
you not you as not you as particular, but you not reaching out to friends because you don't want to be a bother. You don't think they'll be able to deal with what you're going through, and you don't give them the choice or the opportunity to prove themselves, and you write them off because of it. But yet miss out on all the help or the help that they are giving you because you're not noticing or not appreciating it.
Yeah, I mean there's that side. There's my case, like I said, is that and I know like I said, I've been guilty of this many times. Um, that I just, I feel like it's how do I say it's not like what I was saying about like the paranoia. Like, okay, so like if I have felt that, not that I have really done anything wrong per se, but like there's just this feeling that after, and I've done it with you, I've done it with other friends. If I go, I don't know, a day or so and I don't hear anything, I guess the self-doubt of part of me kicks in, and I think that I've done something wrong,
Yeah.
kind of thing. Which I mean, what you're saying, I mean, it's the other side of the edge of that sword.
Yes.
So I get the feelings of not guilt that I get the feelings of guilt that I've done something, and you're saying you get the feelings of guilt from the other side, of not.
Not
And
reaching out or not.
we're both we're again self-sabotaging ourselves for each other.
Yes. And that is basically true. We're at opposite ends, and
Exactly.
for no reason, because
Mm-hmm. I know.
yeah. And it's been bothering me because I have another friend who I know has been busy, and I've been trying to reach out and connect just to say, hey, how have you been, and hang out, and
I guess we get, and look, so there is um a definite isolation
yes,
part of Parkinson's, whether we
and
admit it or not, or realize it, it's
or
there.
try to avoid it. It's still there. It still creeps up.
And it doesn't, I mean, and it's sneaky. It's very sneaky.
That is true.
And like you said, I mean, we don't even realize that it's happening, but yet we retreat into ourselves because, I mean, we're alone with our minds. So
Yeah.
what else are we going to do? And that, I mean, that in itself, I mean, it messes with you, because that brings about all sorts of other
Issues
oddities and issues
and then you
craziness.
just and you think when you notice the cycle, it helps you get out of it. I think sometimes noticing the cycle makes it worse and makes it
Sometimes, yeah. I mean, I can see that, because you just,
because then you get lost into the how why am I
yeah.
doing it?
Well, that, and like I said, once that hits once you start on that, the anxiety creeps in,
Yes.
because then you start worrying, like, oh my God, I'm doing this. And then it's just, there's just such a fine line.
Oh yeah, fine line between driving
Mm-hmm.
yourself crazy and driving yourself crazy. But I think just acknowledging it or realizing it is a huge step to
Yeah, I was just gonna
somewhat managing it.
Mm-hmm.
I have to work on not worrying.
Yeah, Angie, I don't know if you heard her. She just said she's been given homework to work on not worrying, which is another fun thing. So
Yeah. And that
but it go ahead.
not worrying or worrying sometimes is good, because I'm the one person that I'm always jumping in feet first and not worrying about things, and it's got me into some tougher times because of it. But there has to be some, and my wife balances me out because she worries.
Well, see, I'm the polar opposite. I'm the classic overthinker. I analyze, and just I go down that rabbit hole. And, you know
Oh yeah, it's
that, and as equally as important, that has gotten me into lots of situations as well.
I think that rabbit hole has floors, and it's just like, hey, I don't think we ever come out of the rabbit hole. It's just what floor
Yeah.
are we on today, and
Mm-hmm.
what's
True.
gonna what's gonna
True.
is
And I
it
mean, it's a learned habit that we picked up, and at some point, I guess I guess the best we can hope for is finding a happy medium, because we're not going to quit worrying, because it's ingrained in our personalities by this point.
yeah.
But if we can
Okay.
recognize it,
I have to quit worrying about irrational, uncontrollable things.
Yes.
we
See, but that statement there is your first step to stop worrying about it. Because if you say, "Hey, this is rational and uncontrollable," I think
Irrational.
irrational. I think saying that, and because that's what I do when I've learned to when I have my panic attacks, and I finally realize I'm in the middle of a panic attack. I'm like, all right, why are you doing this? You know what's going on, and
that's where you do the, what is the grounding, the 5 things
I
you
see 5
see,
things.
4 you hear, no, yes,
4 you hear.
4 you hear, 3 you can touch,
2 you can smell.
2 you can smell, and 1 you can taste.
wait, repeat that again.
So it's 5 things you can hear,
See.
5 things you can see.
As you're breathing.
As you're breathing, and you name them off. So then it's 4 you can hear, and you say them out loud, so you acknowledge all of these.
No, 4 you can touch, 3 you can hear.
Okay, go ahead. You do.
5 you can see, 4 you can touch, 3 you can hear, 2 you can smell, and 1 you can taste, or like whistle in, or just breathe the air really, really good that time.
Can you substitute the smell one? Cause
I was just going to say that some of the Sparkies would have issue with that, maybe.
Add extra touch or hear.
Yeah,
Okay.
you substitute, I guess.
I'm gonna have to try that one.
We'll make that. We'll put in an addendum to that list
To that list.
for Parkies.
Lately,
I never make it through the 5 things I can see without freaking out and crying. So it never works.
Well, crying's a good thing because crying.
Yeah, but I never make it through the entire list, and the crying makes the panic attack worse. I'm an emotional female, but I have no hormones. Make sense of that one.
You're unique.
I am atypical.
But we love you.
We do.
Yeah, you have to. You're stuck with me. I have a piece of paper.
Yeah, it's a piece of paper.
And a ring.
Yeah, it was official. It's documented.
It's documented.
What the hell it is.
Nice. So yeah, we're this rabbit hole of self-sabotaging is a new challenge that I've discovered or I've realized, and like I don't have other things to manage on my plate now. I got to manage my own self-sabotaging.
That's fun stuff. Well, like you said, I mean, it's the step of one, being aware of it is huge.
Yes.
But and look, we're not always gonna. I mean, we're not always gonna catch it.
No.
And even if, I mean, it's like everything. It's a process. I mean, we're learning this, and we're retraining ourselves, which I know that's another topic that we'll probably get into as well for the neuroplasticity and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But it is. I mean, it's just every day is the TikTok I posted this morning was kind of like that. Every day is a new challenge, and we just have to figure out how we're going to do it differently, what we're going to do differently, and how we're going to get around through by whatever. And we're going to fail sometimes. Some days it's just no matter what we try, some days it's just not going to work.
No.
I mean, we all have days like that.
Hell, sometimes it's hour by hour.
Exactly. I mean, it can change.
Like, I can open something, I can do something in the morning and then go to do it in the afternoon, and it's like, nope, you can't do that. I'm like, oh, I just did it fine an hour ago.
Mm-hmm. Been there, done that, got the t-shirt.
But it's, like anything else, being self-aware and acknowledging what you're going through and talking about it, I think always does the trick and at least gets you on a better path to figuring out, to managing the situation. So it's the one thing I like about the support group, that we just talk and it brings up different topics, or even the topic will branch out to something else, or someone will say, oh, I thought it was just me. I think that's one of the most satisfying things to hear when someone says, oh, I thought that was just me, and we're like, nope, not just you. That's what we're all going through. Alrighty, so I'll give it a couple more minutes. So we're going to be live, our Parky TV on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 11. That's my time slot. Eastern time. And then you can find the podcast on all your podcast medias. Apple iTunes, Google Podcasts, AnyPod, Amazon AnyPod, Spotify, Anchor. So also check out other stuff on Parky TV, like I Still Have Parkinson's. Love that podcast. You guys should check it out. That one's on Spotify. That was also on Spotify, Apple, Google, Amazon,
Yeah.
Anchor. Because you're through Anchor, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So check them out.
Yeah, I think I finally did get it set to go to Apple Podcasts because I had to go through that whole
Oh yeah.
whatever, process things. But yeah, it should be there. If not, I'll fix it. It's one of those things.
One of those things. Feel free to drop comments and message me any questions you have or any topic you'd like me to discuss, as always. And I'll send you off with my theme song. I love this song.
Tis a good one.